sorry for that delay. I think I just wanted to like mess with the lighting a little bit in here, and so if it's, I don't know, might be like a little bit harsh, but it will definitely keep me awake. And a reminder, this is like a shared workspace that I'm in, so I can't like speak that loudly, so I'll have to, just like speak really softly. But today I'm going to be doing some research. So I think the first thing I'm going to look into is, I forgot that I got an idea to build to put a bunch of signs within a sign, as a sort of different way to hold like ephemera and information. It's something I'm still working through, actually. But I'm just gonna start typing some. I have my like new clicky keyboard, so I'm just gonna type some things that I wanna to like do more research on, and so and I hope the keyboard sounds nice. But okay. So I'm just gonna write down a couple different things. Vernacular as structure. Darwish the poet? I wasn't sure. Oh, okay. So I haven't read his poetry. Mahmoud Darwish. He's a Palestinian poet and author. I haven't read his poetry, so I'm going to spend some time with that today. Darwish the poet. Paul Celan. I also haven't spent any time with. Paul Celan is a Romanian French poet. Sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna look up some of his work too. Martin Beek, the artist. During one of the lectures, I was really inspired by the way that he framed sort of like the idea of the poster child. So he said something like I am not, like I am one of millions. It's not personal, it's not confessional, it's plural. And I like to think of my work in a similar way, where the themes that I think through and talk about, I don't like to think of myself as a poster child or representative necessarily of anything. I like to think of myself as plural and embedded in the communities that I'm sort of speaking about into. I think that's, I actually don't like to say anything like definitive like that, because I think I'm just always working through confusions, and I think I'm actually just always working through confusions and contradictions, so but I do like the way that he sort of framed that. Formalism, the most important aspect of a work of art is its form. The most important aspect of a work of art is its form. Baroque, clouds, formalist video, I'm a little unsure what that really looks like. Art, is to dwell in awkwardness together ethically. Art is to dwell in awkwardness together ethically, to participate in a public mood, substance of an emotion like eating together. So I'm just sort of like taking my notes here. I'll show you. So I'm just sort of taking my notes here and writing them into Google Docs so that I can research some of the things further and have a sort of an ongoing archive of the things that the people that I'm around are focused on and interested in, so that I can have a more substantial understanding of what the people that I'm around are focused on and interested in. And that's not to say that I'm also not focused and interested in those things, but it's just an important part of my I don't know, the way that I exist and think about generosity is spending time with other people's ideas, obviously. Okay, anyway, sorry. I feel like a little, and I've had issues where, like, I'm recording in photo booth, and I've had issues where, like, the video won't save after 20 minutes, so I just have to be aware of that, of time, and sort of, like, make sure I stop the video after, maybe just, like, after 10 minutes to be sure, and then I'll edit it together. Okay. So, Fred Moten on affect and ontology. I have to watch in full. I haven't spent enough time with Fast Trip, Long Drop, and some aspect of a shared lifestyle. Danny Moran, painter. Barnett Newman, a painter. Genres become objects. Continuity is an affect. Institutional. I learned one of my favorite definitions or ideas around institutional critique, which is that we make institutions live up to their moral standards and live up to their claims. I've never heard it framed that way, but I think that will become important for me. And I hope this keyboard, I hope it sounds nice. If it doesn't, I don't know, I personally love typing with it. This is a keyboard, a dream keyboard that I wanted for a really long time. Okay. How repeated my preoccupations are. Mood has existential effects. Lacanian psychoanalysis. I'm aware of Lacanian psychoanalysis, but I think I need to understand it maybe on a deeper level, or just to do a little more research and reading. Lack theory and affect theory, I'm not completely aware of what that is. Okay, is that everything? Ontology, Heidegger, and essentialisms. Conceptual ties, I'll spend some time with. Okay, that might be all the notes transcribed, but I want to make sure. I love the pressure of time. Okay, I'll stop it here just in case. Okay, let's keep going with that. Oh my gosh. My back has been so sore. Oh, no, I'm not totally done with it. Hold on. Toulouse and Guattari looking for the lack. Laura Mulvey and Mary Kelly's feminist film theory. And again, I'm just sort of like taking the notes from the lecture that I found interesting or I need more research on. Sorry, it's a shared word space, so there's other noise. Anyway. Okay, let's move on to the... I'm just writing this down. I still need to do the actual research, right? But maybe I should record doing the research. Maybe that's part of it. Okay, so let's read Darwish, the poet. Let's find a poem of his. Let's choose one. If I were another. In her absence, I created her image. Yeah, I'm gonna read that one. In her absence, I created her image out of the earthly, the heaven... Oops, I messed that up. Start over. In her absence, I created her image out of the earthly, the hidden, heavenly commonses. I'm here weighing the expanse with the Jahili oats. In absence is the guide. It is the guide. For each rhyme a tent is pitched, and for each thing blowing in the wind a rhyme. Absence teaches me its lesson. If it weren't for the mirage, you wouldn't have been steadfast. Then in the emptiness, I disassembled a letter from one of the ancient alphabets, and I leaned on absence. So who am I after the visitation? A bird or a passerby amid the symbols and the memory vendors, as if I were an antique piece, as if I were a ghost sneaking in from Yabus, telling myself, let's go to the 7 hills. Then I placed my mask on a stone and walked as the sleepless walk, led by my dream, and from one moon to another I leapt. There is enough of unconsciousness to liberate things from their history, and there is enough of history to liberate unconsciousness from its ascension. Take me to our early years, my first girlfriend says. Leave the windows open for the house sparrow to enter your dream, I say. And then I awaken, and no city is in the city. No here except there, and no there but here. If it weren't for the mirage, I wouldn't have walked to the 7 hills if it weren't for the mirage. Oh, sometimes I accidentally use my other keyboard. I use both keyboards. I don't know. So he really was a celebrated poet for exploring themes of exile, identity, love, and resistance. Okay. Deeply emotional images of land, memory, and sea. Okay, I'm glad I got to read that. Let's read Paul Celan. Let's read Where Am I? Where am I today? The dangers, all with their appliance, hickishly gamey. Pitchfork high, the heavens follow hoisted. The losses chalk-mouthed. You upright mouths, you tables. In the disangled town, harnessed to glimmer hackneys, gold trace, counter-heaved gold trace. The bridges overjoyed by the stream. Love up there in the branch, niggling at the coming escape. The great light of elevated to a spark on the right of the rings and all gain. Where am I, Paul Celan? His poetry focuses on themes of trauma, loss, language, the Holocaust. Okay. Celan's work deeply grapples with finding one's place in the aftermath of trauma. Okay. Martin Beek. Maybe I wrote down the wrong name. Not much has come up from that. Okay, well, maybe I won't do the research at the same time, but okay. Sarah Nadal Melcio. Agency is always compromised. Distrust of agency is key. How to work with hopelessness and pessimism. Allie Dickinson Grasshopper poem. Okay. Tracing anger is the beginning of a political position. Walter Benjamin, the author as producer. Thinking politically is the art of thinking in other people's heads. The significance of culture lies in its ability to resist traditional distinctions and to disrupt the separation between superstructure and base. Sarah argues that culture, not cultural capital, means, so culture is a form of collective production. Culture is a form of collective production. The focus of culture is on the producer and not the consumer. Culture reveals contradictions. Also have to research Cyan and Guy and read Ugly Feelings, Our Aesthetic Categories, Theory of the Gimmick, and Discredit. She's an American cultural theorist. Okay, so that was just some really preliminary, research stuff. So much more work to be done. Much more work.